if you're a college player and you're a great college player, like Caitlin was, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players by saying she's going to go in that league and tear it apart. There were actually odds on she's third or fourth in betting odds on being MVP of the WNBA. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid that it gives women's basketball a bad name. Okay, so the kid was set up for failure right from...
Remember this moment. Geno Auriemma once thought he had Caitlin Clark all figured out. He dismissed her as a flashy player, unready to make a meaningful mark in the basketball world, and claimed her supporters were indulging in a fantasy. But reality has a way of humbling skeptics, and it did so in spectacular fashion. Live on television, the very Caitlin Clark he doubted, questioning her ability to handle the WNBA's physical demands, has shattered expectations, silenced critics, and transformed doubters into believers. Geno included, now one of her most unexpected admirers.
Is on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league, and she's a rookie.
Clark's freshman season wasn't just remarkable, it was groundbreaking. Her electrifying performances not only captivated audiences, but also shattered records destined to stand the test of time. With her undeniable talent, she silenced critics, including her most outspoken doubter. Auriemma, the legendary coach known for his unwavering opinions, found himself offering an unexpected and heartfelt acknowledgement of her extraordinary skills. She said, "But the bigger question remains. How did we get here? What led one of basketball's most respected minds to transition from skepticism to admiration?" The story behind this transformation is as compelling as the shift itself, and the aftermath was nothing short of extraordinary.
Geno, baby, if Caitlin Clark is on the team, it becomes the right team. Because Caitlin Clark is on it. It's like saying Michael Jordan's not on the right team. It's the right team if Michael Jordan is on the roster.
Clark's freshman season wasn't merely impressive, it was transformative. Her dazzling performances and record-breaking accomplishments didn't just win over fans. They silenced skeptics, including Auriemma, the legendary coach renowned for his uncompromising views. His surprising recognition of Clark's brilliance sparks an intriguing question. How did one of basketball's most esteemed minds evolve from doubting her potential to celebrating her greatness? The journey behind this remarkable shift is as captivating as the outcome itself.
Me is some of the people I deeply respect, their basketball credentials, their basketball history, their commitment to basketball and women's basketball, I think have really not covered themselves in glory with some of this commentary.
It all started with a bold statement that sent shockwaves through the basketball community on the Dan Patrick Show. Geno Auriemma, the iconic UConn coach, didn't mince words, labeling Caitlin Clark's fan base as unrealistic and claiming they were setting her up for disappointment. He argued that Clark wasn't equipped to handle the WNBA's physical demands and lacked the agility to outmaneuver the league's elite defenders.
Diana said it best. This kid's in for a rude awakening.
To grasp Auriemma's skepticism, you need to reflect on Clark's journey at Iowa. She wasn't just a standout player, she was a phenomenon. Her sharpshooting, leadership, and scoring prowess turned her into a national sensation. By the time the 2024 WNBA draft rolled around, she was a household name. Yet Auriemma remained unconvinced, insisting that college stardom didn't automatically translate to professional dominance. Unless, of course, you hailed from UConn.
I said earlier, they actually had odds that, she was like third or fourth in the betting odds to be MVP of the WNBA. That's such a slap in the face to every WNBA player. It's unbelievable.
The basketball world was soon divided. Clark's supporters championed her relentless work ethic, sharp basketball IQ, and knack for delivering in clutch moments. On the other hand, critics, including WNBA legend Diana Taurasi, aligned with Auriemma, questioning whether her collegiate dominance could translate to the fast, physical nature of the pro game. The lines were drawn, and the pressure on Clark to silence her doubters had never been greater.
You never know how quickly they're going to adapt to the WNBA game coming from college. And I think that Caitlin has done surprisingly well, how quickly she's adapted to this game. There's a lot of doubters out there, as we all know, and she has proved them all.
Then came the moments that defined her rookie season. buzzer beaters that sparked ecstatic celebrations, triple-doubles that dominated headlines, and clutch plays under immense pressure that showcased her unshakable poise. Clark wasn't just proving she could compete with the pros, she was solidifying her place among the league's elite. Her resilience, leadership, and sheer talent made her debut season nothing short of iconic. For Auriemma, the freshman slump he had predicted never materialized. Instead, he witnessed Clark not only meet but surpass every expectation. The question was no longer if she could handle the WNBA, but just how far her star could ascend. And that's when the narrative took a surprising twist, leading Geno Auriemma to publicly admit he had been wrong.
Part about new fans, they have no perspective. There's no context. So they just say ridiculous nonsense.
Before delving into Geno's exact words, it's worth examining what led to his change of heart. Was it Caitlin Clark's undeniable brilliance during her rookie season? Or is there a deeper story at play? While seeing her thrive in the WNBA could have reshaped his perspective, not everyone is convinced that his newfound admiration is completely genuine.
The league is picking up players and they're getting ready to make a big splash in January
Here's where it gets even more intriguing. Geno Auriemma holds a considerable financial interest in a rising 3-on-3 basketball league that is actively courting Caitlin Clark. The league sees her as a potential game changer, someone capable of elevating its profile and drawing in fans. His recent praise for Clark came at a particularly opportune moment, fueling speculation. Was it a sincere recognition of her talent, or a calculated move to win her favor? While Clark has already turned down their offer, she still holds the power to endorse the league or publicly support it, which could significantly boost its visibility.
Has decided not to do Unrivaled, even though Aaliyah Boston's doing it, Lexi Hull is doing it, Kate Martin is doing it, and despite all the rumors, and I'm sure the push that was put on her. But Clark has all the leverage in this situation, and I'm not saying she flexed it, but she was comfortable enough in her position to make the decision, and it appears that answer is no.
The timing of Geno's praise has raised eyebrows. Was it truly heartfelt or a strategic move to draw Clark into the fold? During a game in which Clark showed support for her former Iowa teammates, something unexpected occurred. Fox College Hoops aired a tribute video highlighting her college career, complete with messages from teammates, coaches, and rivals. A powerful moment designed to celebrate her influence. And it achieved exactly that.
You have been living under a rock. You have heard about Caitlin Clark.
She's just a generational player and makes everybody around her better.
Caitlin Clark will go down as one of the best to ever play the game.
Women's basketball is under the spotlight right now because of Caitlin, and I think that will have an impact for her.
The tribute included heartfelt messages from basketball stars like Paige Beckers and Gugu Watkins, as well as former coaches Lisa Bludder and Jan Jensen. Watkins, who had faced off against Clark on the court, shared her admiration, saying, "She's been great. I'm really excited for her at this next stage." The outpouring of praise was overwhelming, focusing not only on Clark's exceptional skills, but also on her character and leadership, both on and off the court.
Player, good person as well. She's been great, and I'm really excited for her at this next stage in her career.
Caitlin Clark becomes the all-time leading scorer in major college basketball. Another forever moment for this transformational superstar.
What truly stood out wasn't just the praise from her supporters, but how even her staunchest critics had softened. Geno Auriemma, once one of her fiercest skeptics, now extended genuine respect, acknowledging her remarkable achievements. His earlier doubts had transformed into admiration for the player who had proven him wrong. The video wasn't simply a retrospective of her college career. It was a celebration of the lasting impact Clark had made on the game of basketball.
Brought so much new attention to the rise in women's college basketball and the WNBA and women's sports in general. I feel like the weight of the world is on her shoulders, and she just has this heavy burden to carry, and she does it with grace and humility.
Clark for the win!
The only comparable to her is Steph Curry.
She did break my assist record at Iowa, so that's, something I have to live with my entire life. But
I think what Caitlin Clark did is put eyes on our game. People that would never watch women's basketball are watching women's basketball now because of Caitlin Clark.
Phenomenon that very rarely happens, and it certainly changed the landscape. No